Been a while. So, long story short, what's the plan? The plan is that I have some free time now that it's Christmas, and for whatever reason, the app that here at home we were using for keeping an eye on the TV shows that we watch, it stopped working and it's not, well, really reliable. It's never been fully reliable. So we decided to move to another application thanks to that we had the TV shows sync with Trakt API. So that's not an issue. We didn't lose anything, although because it was using custom lists, we need to do something with it, but that's gonna be another day. But even if we have the TV show solved, we are using another application for the movies, which is Todomovies, which is an application that I really like. It's pretty cool. It does the job. It's basically what I want. Nothing fancy, but it's really nice and it does what it needs to do without any issues. What's the problem? That Todomovies doesn't sync with Trakt API. And it's a little scary, you know? Like, I periodically do backups, but of course I would like to have something that I don't have to remember. So, as you can see, we have plenty of TV shows on my account, but not movies. So, what I want to do today is that thankfully Todomovies has a way to export its own data, which is really nice. So what I want to do is write a command line tool, basically a Swift script that gets that data and pushes it to Trakt API. Because I have a lot of movies and I don't want to do it manually. So that's the plan. Now, it's not that really complicated, I think, because I think I already have the information and it's basically you just need to do a check-in with the API, so that's not the hard part. The tricky part, as always, is the freaking oath. And that's something that I always struggle. Not when you are doing an application, because that's problem solved. You just basically open the web view and that works out of the box, to be honest. But it's kind of tricky when you are using a command line tools. That said, I made a new project. Nowadays, I do basically, unless it's an iOS application or a macOS application, like if it's something like a script or command line tool, it's super easy nowadays. New Swift package, and that's it. It's gonna make a library, but then it's as easy as to change this for executable, originally it's library, and then that's it. So now I have this. It's supposed to be working. It says hello world, and we're ready to go. Now, from where do we start? I made an application. The problem is that I need to authorize it and get the token, and that's where the auth part gets in. I also downloaded this code from here, from this repo. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but we can give it a try. And I'm not familiar at all with this, but there is a Trakt manager here, which I think it's a single client. Yes, shared manager, but I'm assuming there is a way to set. There you go, set client ID, client secret, the redirect URI, shared manager. We do a set. No, we do a setup. Let's see what happens. We're supposed to have a URL printed here. Although I'm pretty sure I can just go into the Trakt dashboard. There is a button where you can authorize your own user, and it just basically shows the authorization on Safari and then redirects to the URI you specified, which is basically what this is doing anyway. The trick is that we need to have a local host. And for that I imported Vapor, which it supports it supports package manager, so that's really nice. So what if we do this? Okay, I have the code, which is passed as code. So can I get? I love that it says error. Support 44 not found. So it doesn't tell you what they try to do. Query, I guess. Can I do this maybe? So with this code, then we can do a Trakt share manager get token from authorization code. What would be cool if instead of this you could just get a token. Maybe we can use this. Because if I need to do this for every time you run, it's kind of meh. Notification is for app and service of limited includes command line scripts. That's cool. That displays of numeric code to the user. They are instructed to do creation around. Things that could I copy like all of this internally because I have the access to the source code here. I could actually do in theory Trakt manager. Again, Trakt manager. Perform request. And it has this mutable request, and in theory it adds the authorization path, which is cool. Still, I would like to figure out why the server didn't respond. This is not like this, a Swift type error. Then parameter B. You mean that it's key code? That's what you want. Nope. Can't control. Yeah, I know I can throw. I don't care. Okay, that's one thing. There's something more than before. So I authorize. The server is listening. I see what's the problem. The URL is correct. Now we're talking. Okay. So in theory, I want to do what they call check-in. And if I'm not mistaken, there are different ways of checking. Maybe not. Checking is the manual action used by mobile apps allowing the user to indicate what they are watching right now, which is not the case. Yes, so it's not a check-in. A check-in is like what they are doing right now. What I want to is just add it to my watch list. Question is how? Is there sync?
Hot sun top down in the fast lane.
Let's do this. Okay.
More miles to go, but I make it good time.
Get watch it.
I learn each turn, I'm just guessing.
So I should be able to do.
Lost the signal, but I
I'm going to be lost, so let's do
no phone alone.
push movies.
Highway.
Let's try.
Lost the signal, but I found the way. Call me alive, alive today. Lost the signal. Lost the signal.
What is standard type?
The signal.
Least amount of info. Okay. The kind of response that you want. Fair enough. By default, it's doing minimum. That's fine.
Lost the signal.
In theory, the token is saved, so I shouldn't have to request again the auth. But it's probably I need a method to recover it, to check if it's there. So I'm gonna do that before. Wait. Watched movies completion handler. It's a paginated completion handler, which it's a weird permission thing. That's not really talking today, that's me. Okay. So then, is the type of the recoverable that is wrong? Place. Well, I don't see the place already, so GG. Last watch. It's not that, it's watch. Data. So that's maybe because this has more info. This has an extra, whatever they call it. Okay, let's, before crying out loud, let's try movies with extended types. Shit's an array. Full. Give me everything. Okay. Try again. Slowly but surely. Man, so tiresome. Okay. Objectives. Which movie is this? load. I don't know what that means. I don't know why it's. Maybe when I was a kid, but no memories of it, so I don't know why it's here. And there is Curie Church. That's bullshit. Anyway, what I want is to know this object pagination thingy. Does it has? It's a deep alias. No, that's why it doesn't. It's the alias of function. Yeah, because it's the completion block. I'm looking for this object. Now we're talking. It's an enum. It is an enum. Okay. So in theory, I should be able to do switch on the results. And now the compiler is gonna help me. Maybe? Come on, Xcode. You can do it. There you go. Yeah, default. Oh, this hurts so much. We can do the limit. It's a hobby. I don't want to do it. I want to do the limit. API, the UI is so bad. Look at this. You cannot even. Please get history. Okay, pagination. So there should be a section for the pagination somewhere. There you go. Okay. Number of results to return per page. Page number. Number of page of results to be returned. That's the parameters. Okay, let's check. On the example that I'll show you right now. Guys, man. Look at no way I know what front-end needs. Oh my goodness. Anyway, objects, current page, and limit. Who cares? Let's do print the results. Save. Sorry, okay. Okay. So we have the movies. Now, I think with this we can look at exporting backup library. We can do a CSV export, hoping that we have the information on it. So we have the title, not useful. We have the general. What is the ID? Please tell me we have the movie database ID. So we need a way to transform the movie database ID into a Trakt ID, which I think it's possible. Array of movie objects. See examples. So I use the body of the website. The movie database. Yeah, so that's the movie database. So Trakt supports, like, it has the relation between its own movies and the movie database movies, and it's even super cool because it has the IMDb's. But so the JSON post data you can with movie shows, season, and results. It's basically it's a sync endpoint, so it makes sense that you can put everything. You make one request and abandon things. That's understandable. What I don't understand is what I need to pass. Array of movie objects. Which is this guy. It's an array of movie objects. I see. So I understand what's at. I understand why I will pass title, year, and all the edits. Add items to your registry, except show season episode. If only a show is passed, all episodes for the show will be added. The release date. Oh, it doesn't export. That's sad. It doesn't export that time when you did the checking in the application. And export the Todomovies, I don't know if we're gonna. Because it's a kind of a proprietary format, but assuming it's at least. No, it's not. So what is this? Is it a... It seems like a JSON. Let's try to pretend it's a JSON. Yeah, it's a script. I show you to format document. Too much. Oh no, I did it. Ooh. Okay. Now, that's when it's movie attributes. That's an end state. So what's the plan then? The plan is parse the Todomovies JSON file to get the movie ID. Wow. I need to parse movie, which is an array, and then I need to parse attributes, and then I need to parse the movie. What else? Insertion, the cache refresh. I don't have everything here. To move, I want to move it. My score. We pass my score to. Not sure if we can translate that to Trakt API. And what we're looking for is insertion date. That value right there. Okay, so first we need to parse this. Then from this we need to construct So in theory we can construct watch at anchor with this or this, and the IDs I will have the movie database, which is this guy. Rate this movie. Yeah, I can rate the movie. I can rate the movie, so in theory I should be able to. The only difference is that in this application when you rate, it's it's a 5-star rating, and this is 10 hertz rating. We need to convert it to 10 hertz, so we can just double it and it should work. The ratings. Okay, so it's rating. So maybe if I do this, it just works on the sync too. Right? If the objects are the same, I should be able to, no? Okay, the only interesting thing that I want to see now is... Oh no, it needs to be another one. Every time you think you have a stupid question, somebody else had it before. So history, you watched it. Collection, you own it. Watch list, you want to watch it. Makes sense. Okay. So yeah, we're in the right direction. We need to add to the history. What bothers me is that there is another add ratings API. That's bothering. But if it's just that, I just need to send the same object twice and it wants a rated at. Okay. We're just gonna pass the same data, that's it. UTC date time. Yeah, man, but okay. I was gonna complain, but I'm not gonna, because it says UTC date time, but there is another part of the documentation that talks about dates. Yes. So it needs to be on ISO format. All dates will be GMT. Now the question is, my friend, it's the same thing. Oh shit, I didn't realize this is not what I watch. This is watch. Oh damn, almost. Is watch. Okay, it's important because I need to do different things then. not gonna align, but okay, what's moving next? Oh shit, the date is not gonna work because it's not. Well, we said, yeah, in theory yes, but the paths are wrong. Anyway. So, I know this is not the best fancy way of doing it, but it's the way that makes the compiler write the code for you. It's a little bit of boilerplate you need to do first. So what I want is to parse this directly. Okay, let's give this a shot. Okay, was expected to have an error. What is not expected is that Xcode freaks. Okay, how to try blah blah blah. Decoding value of bool required in this watch. Yes. It's not a bool. It's an integer 0, 1. Okay, try that. Okay, didn't fail. So we can navigate decoded. Come on, LLDB. You want to collaborate? Now you want. Okay. So then you have an array of movies that I just want to know 731 values. How many do I have? First your number, first 73. Dang, that's a lot of movies added. Okay, let me keep this to the comparison later. So yeah, 731. That worked. And the movie database ID is this, my score is a 6, yeah, fair enough. And the assertion date is this. So now the question is, am I gonna be able to parse what I need to? Okay. So now, if we get into the decoder, into movie, it's an array, but it's not plural because I wanted to match the JSON. So now we can just map this bad boy and do and create this object. And for that, we're gonna do this. Interesting enough, I can remove the conformance to decodable here because it's not being decoded that way. So the movie ID, where do I find this? Is it there directly? I need to go into the attributes and the movie database ID. Cool, that's one. Title, I think it's on the same place. Title, there you go. Now, insertion date. That's gonna be the interesting one. I need to create a date, and I have the feeling that what they are using is time interval. Since reference date. I think that's what they are using. Insertion date, value. Then the score. Should I multiply? No, because this is to the movie. I can keep the original. And this is my score, which is 0. And then finally, I can do attributes is watched. So if it equals 0 or 1 or 0, whatever. So is watched if it equals 1. That's what I want to do. So this should work. Okay. Well, it's an integer. You can keep it an integer. There you go. Total movies 731. To watch 258. Watch it 473. We got the data, ladies and gentlemen. Cool! So we did the first part, we got the data. Second part, push the data, which is a tricky one. But we have done a lot of the preliminary work. Like for example, we know now that what we need is a Trakt, again, keep writing it, Trakt CK share manager, and now we want to so yeah, we need add to history for the ones that I watched and add to watch list for the ones that I haven't. That's how it should work. Now we need the movies here. So for shows nothing, for episodes nothing. I need the completion hardware. And I can just save result here. And you want an array of raw JSONs. That's surprising, but I guess I don't really care. Yeah, so the next step is basically converting. So I'm gonna receive here the movies to movies. This boy. You bad boy. And I guess I want I kind of want this. So to watch is the watch list. And this is the history. And what I will do is I will just do fix one because I want to make sure if I do something wrong it's only in one movie. I don't have to clean up 700 of them. Now the interesting bit was this rotation. I was not expecting this. So that's kind of what they want. Watch that. Rating it's easy because it's just well, I would like to not add a rate. It depends though, because if I add a rating, I don't know what's the behavior. So my plan is just add the history, which is not gonna work, but I would love it to work. My plan is to just make one API call to add stuff to the history and add these two values for the rating, even if in the documentation it's used in another API call to add the rating specifically. I want to do it on the add to history API call. Hopefully they read those values and add the rating for me? Hopefully, maybe, yes, please. So maybe what I can do for now is to try this. Is this? Maybe we can do that. Why not? Okay, so we have the Todomovies parsed here. Then, I mean, do I need to flow again? In theory? No. Should we save somewhere? Oh, but it's gonna exit immediately. Okay. There is a little cat here that wants some attention. Oh yeah! Hola! Keyboards. So yeah, we're gonna leave it. We left it with the Todomovies stuff ready. So I actually tried and it actually worked. So I proceed to basically use the ISO date formatter, use my score, and I discovered, which I was confused, because I thought the rating, we're not using the CSV, but still applies, I thought the rating was from 1 to 5, and I think on the CSV it's from 1 to 5, but if you check, so my score goes to 8, so like the raw value that it's saved on Todomovies, it's actually from 1 to 10. So I can use this directly and the movie database. And this actually works. And I got some movies synced here. And then the problem is that the rating, it doesn't work. So I can actually take this out from here because I need to do another API request for the rating. But then every time I did this, it kept adding history events, I guess, or items. So I made this clean history, which is quite ugly with all this nesting and everything, but honestly I thought about using combined features for this, but the API, like this kind of APIs that have specific methods, they are, it's a pain in the ass to wrap them, so I'm gonna ignore that. From main here, when sometimes I want to clean some stuff up. So that said, we can continue with the push movies. So when we have the history, we could use this shared manager to add ratings. The thing is that this method, it's not really what we want, because if you look at it, it basically passes one rating and then you tell when did you rate and all the movies that you put that rating. So on ratings, yeah, so if you look at this, it's like you add one rating and one date for all these movies and shows. But if you look at the API, that's not how it looks. You actually give rate add and rating for each movie. And this is another one, and this is a show. So this is something that is done on this API layer. And actually, if you look at the implementation of this, you can see how with the movies that you pass as a raw JSON, then it goes through all of them and it adds this single specific rating, which that's something I don't want. So I figured that we can just copy this, okay, and we can basically add it. I'm just gonna add it here as an extension on Trakt manager, and then we don't need these or these. I'm not gonna use the shows or episodes, but we can keep them. Yeah, I don't need this, and it's getting boring, so shows I can just basically I can just pass what I pass as a parameter. because each one will have its own rating. And then I do the API request and that's all. Okay. It's the same again. And if this doesn't work, it's gonna be a little pain in the ass, because the rating and your history are different things, which means that the method I've done to clean the history is not gonna clean the it will go in parallel, but I'm gonna do this. Okay, so now if I refresh this, I should see 10 or 5. What was the limit I said? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there should be a rating 1. That's what I did. That doesn't make any sense. It's probably when I sent it 0. So I'm gonna change my plans here. And I'm gonna filter the history. To basically only get my score bigger than 0. I'm pretty sure I voted for this. 8. Cool, that makes sense. And then if I go to After Earth, it shouldn't have one, and it doesn't. Perfect. Now, the next thing should be the watch list, which should be really similar.
They talk about another kind of
So
work.
we can do raw watch list
What are you afraid
with
of?
the watch list. Can get rid of the rating,
I'm lost in old ways.
but of course the parameters are different because it's not watch.
I'm not afraid.
Add to watch list.
Well, here goes nothing.
Well, here goes nothing. Yeah, there is no date of watch, so I keep that. Okay, so now add watch to watch list. There you go. The raw watch list.
They talk about another
Yeah,
kind of
once you
work.
have one working. Ah, come on.
Kind of work.
What are you afraid of?
It's pretty straightforward to the rest.
I'm lost in old ways.
Which is nice, it means like the API is consistent with itself.
I'm not afraid.
Just listen.
So I think that's it. Gonna rid of these, gonna work. So we can see the history with, if I filter my movies, I've got all the movies, 473. And then what I've seen is that if you go to lists, now the problem with this boy is the following, that we said I had 258. I surely see movies now, but I have 255. And that should be 258. So what does that mean? There was an error here. Cloudflare error. So it means that I kind of missed from my watch list some stuff. Do I care? I don't think so. That shows you it's not that hard to do this kind of thing, and so it makes it quite easy, in my opinion, to do these things. You know, like I was able to just get deep and just following the types. I could basically match the types with the API. It was pretty easy, and the errors, like when something was optional, it makes sense. Like it's things that Swift helps you with. The script it's not super nice and quite simple. Okay, like this part with Vapor, which it was nice. I mean, I just import Vapor, I run this, and I have a server up and running. I don't have to know much about it. You can ignore this because I'm not using it for anything. So, to be honest, it's quite useless to have this semaphore here. It doesn't really matter because it's not like it's a public API. I'm just trying to clean up so you can see kind of like how big this is. So here we have what, around 50 lines with comments and stuff, but it's basically what it is. One thing to mention is that I had to put the file path here because if I was passing it as an argument, I think that Vapor expects arguments to like specify ports and stuff like that, and if it detects one argument that it doesn't know, it just throws an exception. I don't want to bother looking for alternatives or anything, so I just had to put the path here and moving on. And then on this file, again, quite simple. How many, like there is like 200 lines here, but it's basically we're making a custom API request here and parsing the JSON here with some structure to basically use codable automatically instead of doing it manually. And that's it. And basically the bulk of the work is on this Todomovies method. So there is not much to it. So that's it. If you have any questions or anything, you know where to reach me, Alexito4 on Twitter, or you can check my YouTube channel too. So, see you around.